What is up, everybody? jasonbrock.com. It's been a while since I've done a video, but I connected with this individual yesterday, actually, through, what was it, Ethan? David Goggins, right?
Yeah, David Goggins Motivation Group.
Awesome, man. One of my favorite people, David Goggins. Hopefully I can have him on the channel someday. That guy has helped inspire me and also taught me a lot of lessons. But I'm happy today to introduce to you guys Ethan Sisser. This guy reached out to me. I made a post. I don't want to get too much into it, but I made a post on the forum kind of asking for some advice. And Ethan was one of the few, well, not one of the few, there's actually a bunch of people who messaged me and super helpful. I ended up talking to him and gave him my whole spiel about everything that I've been going through the last however long I've been going through things. And he was great listener, helped me tremendously. And then he started telling me his story. And I was like, wow, I feel like a complete ass because this guy is going through stuff that I couldn't even imagine, but doing it with a smile on his face and also inspiring a lot of other people, including myself. So Ethan, welcome, man. Thank you for jumping on here with me today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So we spoke a little bit yesterday and you told me some of your background, but can you kind of give us the quick background about who you are, where you grew up, all that stuff,
Sure. Yeah, I was born in Brooklyn, New York, and I was raised in Pennsylvania in the country. Kind of just lived a normal life, was into sports and just like normal, boy activities. And but when I was 18, I was really depressed. I mean, I was depressed most of growing up, and I guess I didn't even realize it. It's just kind of all this stress and trauma, and I thought it was normal because I guess that's what children do. Whatever their environment is they think that's the normal reality of being for a healthy person. So I had all this growing up, and when I was 18, I tried to kill myself and didn't succeed. And I was in a mental hospital. And while in the mental hospital, my mom gave me a book called Meditation by this guy, Eknath Eswaran, I think. So I taught myself meditation while in the psychiatric hospital when I was 18. That was 18 years ago. And yeah, since then it's kind of led from meditation, and then I tried a yoga class, and then I learned about Thai yoga massage. Then I learned about coaching and nutrition. And then I learned about psychedelics and plant medicines and shamanic and Native American practices. So that's kind of the general summary of my life until October 2019. I flew from Hawaii to New York. I had a minor stroke, which was almost a major stroke on the airplane. The next day, the left side of my body was slightly paralyzed. And I went to the hospital and discovered stage 4 brain cancer, like a massive tumor in my head. And that was 13 months ago. So we've connected after 13 months of brain surgery, radiation, chemo, three head infections.
Yeah,
Followed
I
by
wrote
3
all
head
those down.
surgeries.
I was
Oh, you
writing
wrote that
those.
down.
I saw,
Okay.
yeah, because I mean, but yeah, please go ahead, keep going.
Cool. So yeah, that's the basic just overview of my life, you could say,
Yeah,
without the details.
the
Yeah, so here,
the
here we are, and I'm in this intense, painful, beautiful situation, and I want to transmute the energy into something good. That's why I'm not resting right now and talking to you, because I want to share this with other people, because I know I'm not the only one going through these challenges in this time in the world. Other people are too.
for sure. And so you've been battling this for 19 months, or I'm sorry, 13 months now,
Right.
from the time you got
Every
diagnosed to, would you say that what has been the process? Have you, in the beginning, were you, I mean, walk me through that a little bit. Denial, because I mean.
Oh, that's a good question. I mean, to be honest, it might sound strange, but the first thought was, this is part of God's plan. And I see exactly how all of the past traumas and stress and unhealthy habits led to the formation of the tumor. Like no one else could see it, but I know all the details of my life. So it didn't surprise me, basically. So then it was just a matter of, okay, I'm going to transform this into the most amazing healing story ever. I don't want to just heal. I want to have optimum health. But that was 13 months ago, and I didn't know that I would have 4 more head surgeries and head infections and near death a few times. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, and now you're in a place now. Have you been, when did the shift occur to start to help others and to start to get your message out there? Was it in the beginning, or is it like recently, or?
That's a good question too. Maybe 3 months ago, a friend strongly suggested I create a YouTube channel and start documenting my journey. So I started doing that, and then eventually I started sharing the videos with people. And then some people reached out to me, some people who were even suicidal, who are really depressed, who are going through brain cancer healing themselves. And they
Mhm.
said that the videos I made were helpful and that they wanted to speak with me. So I'm not trying to build a business or anything. I've just been trying to help people, and it's happened naturally. So yeah, that's how. But now I feel like it's part of God's plan. Like I'm not supposed to just heal and do nothing and sit around all day. Like if possible, I'm supposed to share my journey with others in real time, not wait till I'm fully healed and then create this story and share it. But like now, as I'm in the pain, as I'm heading into my 5th head surgery, like share it. Just even if it's not perfect, whatever, just like do it, you know.
I found that, like, when I talked to you yesterday, and I went through my whole spiel and stuff, and you're a great listener too, which that's something I appreciate about you too. Is like most people, when you talk, it's like they're waiting for their turn to talk. What I noticed about you yesterday, I was like, man, this guy actually listens. And I thought you were like some trained therapist, and I think that, maybe the yoga and some of that meditation stuff has helped you um, to where you're at now. I don't know, you mentioned about using some of your yoga background to help guide you through where you're at now as well.
Yeah. I mean, I went to school for yoga training, and that included yoga psychology.
Okay.
But I feel like if we, like, through our own life experience, we can, if we understand ourselves, we can understand other people too. I
Hmm.
feel like. So yeah,
And you're
trying to, sorry, I
no, you're
interrupted you.
good. You're
I'm
good.
trying to, like, if I have a few of my main goals in life, I want to be a better listener, a better, like, yeah, that's something I try to do.
And by the way, guys, ethansangels.org, correct? That's your
Uh,
website.
yeah,
Okay.
correct.
And I'm assuming you can find all the YouTube stuff there as well.
Yeah, there's a link to my YouTube channel and
Okay.
my Facebook. Yeah.
Awesome. And I'm going to put that down in the show notes as well, because we still got a lot to talk about, but I want to make sure that, the people that are listening, and some of you guys are going to jump off and do whatever you got to do, but make sure you watch this all the way to the end, because um, what I think Ethan's doing is crazy, and it's a powerful message, because like you said, you're not going to wait till you heal. You're doing it now. You're taking us on the journey now with, all the stuff you're dealing with, and I'm sure, I mean, this is a dumb question, but do you ever get scared, or are you kind of just sort of in this mindset of like, I'm going to beat this, and I'm going to show my message to the world?
Mhm. I mean, for example, today there's increased pain here where there's a new tumor that started to grow, and the left side of my body, it's slightly paralyzed because of the tumor and the inflammation pressing against the nerve.
Hmm.
So today it felt like it's been getting better for a few days, but then today it feels like it's getting worse. And like it feels like a knife going in my head, and then a nerve fire in my left arm. So I was just thinking, oh man, is the tumor growing? What is it going to lead to? Do I need to go to the ER? So yeah, as far as fear, it's not so much fear. It's just like, oh man, now I got to be present with this. And then I just have that moment of like, oh, this sucks. I don't really want it. Okay, now I'm going to be present. I'm strong. That's what I'm doing right now. So as far as fear, not so much fear, but it's just like getting used to the discomfort, kind of like David Goggins, embrace the suck.
Yeah, for sure. When did you first get introduced to David Goggins?
Hmm. Maybe a few years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just I think through
Podcast.
yeah podcast, YouTube. I think I saw him on Joe Rogan,
Okay. Yeah. That was a good interview when he
the
was,
the first one.
yeah, yeah, he was, And then obviously, did you go through the whole book, or did you audio book it, or how'd you do that?
No, I never got into the book. I mean, I never started it. Yeah.
Okay. You should check the book out, man. Check the audio book out. It's pretty, tells this whole story, throughout the whole, um, it's pretty good. It's a pretty good book. I need to go through it again. I know I need to. It's been about a year since I've been through it. So what's your day like, man? I mean, I think this can help people as well that watch my channel. Is like, you mentioned just being present with what you're going through, but like, what other mechanisms do you use to get you through these painful, whether they're thoughts or actual pain you're dealing with?
Yeah. I mean, every day is different because of my situation, but I got out of the hospital after being in the hospital for like 2 months after 2 head surgeries in September. So finally, after getting out of the hospital, I could actually like make healthy meals and do deep cleansing practices. So now it's like the doctors said literally that there's no cure possible because they can't do radiation. It'll kill this skin flap. They can't do surgery. I did higher doses of chemo, but that could take several cycles and several months to even have an impact on the tumor. So the doctor said, well, here's a list of hospice care in North Carolina. There's palliative care that could come to home and we can make it as comfortable as possible if you're going to die. So I said, okay. And just went home, and I'm home now and doing every possible protocol to heal.
Hmm.
The doctors, I think even legally, they can't even talk about, like, they're not going to say do a coffee enema in the hospital, like or drink green juice or use magnet therapy or what's called Rife machine, RIFE. They're not going to tell me that in the hospital because they're legally not allowed to, I don't think. So I've been doing like a full on fight for my life every day, like literally at 4 in the morning if I'm waking up, do coffee enema, or if it's like midnight, doing all these different therapies and reducing inflammation, just jumping in a cold shower if it's 2 in the morning to reduce inflammation. So that's my reality right now. And it's pretty awesome. It's like a inescapable, painful training. So I figure since I'm stuck in the pain, why not try to create something good with it? Because I could die in a few months, even if I do everything perfectly, even if I'm strong. So yeah, I'm just trying to make my death positive, like a good experience or healing. So that's
Right.
on that.
But like, you need to wait those few months before they can get in there and do the radiation and all the other Western medicine stuff? Is that kind of the deal?
Oh yeah, thanks for mentioning that because it's kind of like a catch-22. I have to heal the tumor to a certain degree before, or maybe even fully, I don't know, before they could put a new plate in my head and put a new section of skull in.
Right.
If they do it now, it'll be too dangerous.
Okay.
So yeah.
And are you finding some of these holistic approaches, like, just, are you finding them online through books, maybe through different community people?
Yeah, all of the above. And I
Yeah.
have a really amazing, it's called functional medicine. He's a functional medicine doctor. So it's like we do more thorough blood tests than they'll do in the hospital and actually see what's going on and then adjust the healing protocol. So
I mean, you seem to be doing pretty good, and just from a mental clarity standpoint, that from what I can tell, I mean, that seems to be, you know, I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, like, I'm sure if I was in your shoes, I'd be a little, I don't know. I mean, that's what I was like, dude, I got to get you on here, man, because like, you're such a positive guy, and it seems like your situation is, obviously it's up in the air right now. We don't know what could happen.
yeah. Yeah, I'm lucky because through all the yoga training and like hundreds, if not maybe not thousands, but hundreds of hours of therapy and coaching and healing and all this, going to like life empowerment workshops and all that stuff, and hours of exercise and yoga practice. I think my soul knew this was going to happen. So I kind of like prepared for it.
Hmm.
So I feel lucky because not everyone would be able to remain fairly grounded. Either people would kill themselves or they'd freak out or they'd become bitter or angry. So I'm grateful that I can't use most of my body and there's pain, but at least my mind and my heart is pretty good. So I'm trying to make the most of that and use use what I have, you know.
For sure. And
Yeah.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, sorry. Yeah, that was it.
Um, what therapies have you mentioned the Rife technique and the cold showers. Has there been anything that you feel has given you like a, an immediate benefit, even mentally or
um, hmm. Definitely the coffee enemas.
okay.
Yeah, it does something to like release chemical from the liver, like I think glutathione or something.
Okay.
I haven't done too much research to because this past year it's been literally painful or caused seizures to look at a screen. Only in the past, maybe the past month and a half, I can look at a screen this long because the head infection went into the skull, almost went into the brain, and it was aggravating seizures. But since they cleaned out the infection, it's getting a lot better. So
Good.
I'm happy
Good.
about that.
I mean, it sounds like you're in a better place now, at least health wise, than you were, you know, a few months ago, obviously, because you were still in the
Hmm.
hospital and, things like that. So,
Yeah.
and you mentioned yesterday a cool story about your nickname. I forgive me for not mentioning it, but E3 is the nickname that you were given, correct?
Correct.
Can you tell us a little bit about how you got that?
Sure. Yeah, I was living with my shaman and teacher on the big island of Hawaii, and we did a private ayahuasca ceremony, which is kind of special for me anyway, because normally he has a big group of people, and to have a private ceremony, he charges more. Like even though it's spiritual work, it's still that's his main vocation. So
Hmm.
he unless it's like but at the same time, if people can't pay because it is spiritual work, he won't charge the person. So it's kind of cool how he does it. But I really respect him for all of the how he's in a sense saved my life in many ways. He helped heal a broken neck that I had through the ceremony, which is like a miraculous healing that took place. So I did some work for him in the summer last year, and he said in exchange he would give me a few private ceremonies. And I said, "Oh, you've helped me so much. So how about you just do one private ceremony with me, and then we'll call it even." So he said, "Okay." So in that ceremony, um, I asked him. I said, "I feel like I want a new name, and I want to move into a new life, but I don't just want to give myself like a hippie name and think anything in my life has changed. Can you give me a new name?" And then he thought about it and he put his hand up in the air and he said, "E3, embodied, empowered, and ecstatic."
I love
So
it, man. That's
that
awesome,
was
dude.
kind of cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love it. That's what it says here on the Zoom thing down here. And I don't know if the viewers can see it or not, but down in the corner of my screen anyway. So the ayahuasca, the psychedelic stuff, how deep did you get into that? Was that have you been rocking with that for your adult life or how's that been?
No, I was always fascinated by it. And then when I moved to Maui, maybe like 8 or 9 years ago, um, my girlfriend at the time, she had a friend who was one of my shaman's students. And so that's how she told me about the ayahuasca ceremony. And in that very first ceremony that I did, a few years prior, I had broken my neck, and no modality would help the pain go away fully. Like the neck healed without surgery. I had a halo cast on, but there was always pain. But in that very first ayahuasca ceremony, I literally saw the pain and the energy, which just so happened to also be where the side of the tumor. It was in the
Hmm.
neck, and the energy like left my shoulder and arm and right hand, and it went out and it never came back.
Wow.
So a few weeks later, he said, "Well, if you, I didn't tell you at the time because I wanted to just let you have that experience, but if you have a miraculous healing in your first ceremony, that means there's some sort of connection with the plants." And that was like 8 years ago. And since then, I've been on this journey. And I feel like the brain cancer is part of that ceremony's journey. And this journey will lead me back to more training with Om. So,
That'd be awesome, man. I'd love to check it out. I've never tried ayahuasca, but I've had some friends of mine that have followed me on YouTube that have recommended it. And so that's a pretty long journey when you do take that, right? I mean, that's a
yeah, I mean, I think the most important thing is to find it has to be a good environment, like experienced practitioners, a loving space, a safe space where there's support. and the medicine itself, the ayahuasca, if it's made with love and it's done with intention. So if all that's in place, yeah, it could be a life-changing healing experience. And sometimes it lasts, yeah, it's not often it's not a short experience. It could last hours.
Hmm.
So yeah, it's Om, he often says that, like, it doesn't give you anything per se. It's kind of
Hmm.
cliche, but he says it just shows you who you are.
Wow.
You could say the ugly and the beautiful. So buckle your bootstraps if you have never done it before.
Did you see jaguars or pumas?
Uh, no. Sometimes to see other, like, fractal energies and geometric shapes and yeah, but no, none of them.
I've heard people that take, because it originates from the rainforest down in South America, correct?
Yeah, I don't know exactly where, but yeah, definitely there. I think all
That's where.
over the world, but yeah, South America.
Mhm. I've always heard that when people take it, they see like a like a jaguar or a puma that's down in the rainforest. But maybe that's maybe I'm getting my information too much from the Rogan podcast and not from actual people that have done it before. But man, that's fascinating. And so obviously you're probably not using any of that stuff now. I would imagine you're not trying any.
No, but if I had access to it, I would probably do like a micro dose of it. But to have that full on experience, my body couldn't handle it right now.
Yeah.
But actually, the ayahuasca, from what I hear, it's actually healing for cancer and it's healing for the brain.
So
And
maybe, yeah.
maybe that actually prevented me from dying, because I did several ceremonies. So maybe things would have been worse if I didn't. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, I've heard it helps like people with like PTSD or like heroin withdrawal and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Um, do you still keep in contact with Ohm at all?
Yeah, he's kind of like, he's a legit, like, master and shaman. So he our communication, it's mostly telepathic.
Yeah.
He's a man of few words, but when he speaks, it's like, it's powerful. But yeah, we text each other sometimes. He's very supportive. Because he's my teacher. It's like we have like a teacher-student relationship, and we are friends too. But yeah, um, so yeah, I'm in touch with him, and yeah, the vision is to be with him again.
Awesome, man. That'll be something you got to put on the YouTube channel, and that whole that when you reunite and you're back down on the Big Island and stuff, So
Yeah, that would be awesome. I have no idea how that's going to happen, but it's just putting out the dream and, like, just taking people on the journey. That would be amazing.
I think yesterday, and we can wrap up. I know you said the screen stuff is definitely not something you want to be in front of the screen all day, man. So I don't want to keep you for too long. But
It's okay for me right now.
okay, you feeling good?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I think yesterday you had mentioned something that I think could help people. In such that I asked you, I said, are you going to be okay? Because we were talking, I was like, man, I didn't, as I said, I didn't know your whole story, and you said, I think you said, I feel like I believe I'm going to be okay. Like you have this belief that you're going to make it through it, and so I thought that was interesting to hear, from you, because I think a lot of it starts with belief. And no matter what you're going through in life, like if like for me right now, right, like if I sit around and mope around and but if I believe, hey, this is everything is happening to me is happening for a reason, and a door is shut, but guess what, another door is going to open back up.
Right.
So um yeah, that was powerful for me too, man. And I love the fact that like people can connect through these digital forms like we're on, and hopefully everything comes full circle where now talk about your channel, your YouTube channel. How much are you producing content on that?
Well, now it's pretty much once or twice a day.
Oh, so you're pumping out a lot of content then.
Yeah, I mean, partially because I don't know what's going to happen in my life. So every day I'm just trying to share
Put as
what's
much out
happening.
there. Yeah.
Yeah,
And now
in
you just
real time. Yeah.
are you doing like the just a camera and you got a nice little setup going on, or how are you doing it?
Yeah, kind of just like when I was in the hospital, I just had a selfie stick and just made videos in the hospital.
Yeah. And you mentioned
Yeah.
having that's support system's big for you. And you mentioned yesterday you had a pretty big support system to help get you through this, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
Awesome.
lucky.
Yeah, man.
So, and that's why I want to, if I can, help other people like, because other people have it worse than I do. So
What would you say? You mentioned helping other people. What, if you could sum up like what your overall message to people would be, going through everything you've gone through, what would you tell somebody?
well, for one thing, I'm going through what I feel like is a death rebirth portal.
Mhm.
And I feel like other people on the planet are going through it. And we have an amazing opportunity right now to create a new world, quite literally. So that's probably the main message that I wanted to share with people, that I'm kind of an extreme example of the death rebirth portal with the cancer and all that. But I feel like everyone is going through it in our own way. And somehow we're connected energetically. So when enough of us kind of release some of the old fears and energies, and we cultivate more love and creativity and like beauty in our hearts, then that's going to have a positive impact. And I personally believe that it can't be stopped. Like the love in our hearts, the human spirit, nothing can hold it down. Not the COVID or the crazy like leaders of the world and all that stuff that's going on. Like this love that's awakening, like it's already activated, and now it's just like a matter of time. It might be hell to get there, but that's what keeps me going. It's like I didn't come this far just to like flake out and die. Like personally, so that's what I'm committed to, and it's so painful. And at times it's not just the pain, but like the danger of the possibility of the left side of the body turning off or falling in my head, and or the seizures, let alone the tumor could grow and dying. So um yeah, that's just what I'm experiencing. And I want to, it's not like I want to, this is just happening. It's not like I'm saying, hey, I want to inspire people, but I guess this is what's happening. I have the opportunity to inspire. So it's my responsibility to like just deal with it and get in the cold shower, do these healing protocols that are kind of uncomfortable. And that's my job right now.
Man, I just can't wait till 5, 6 months from now, a year from now, man, when everything is rocking and rolling, dude, and we'll jump on another call, and and I'm sure by that time you're gonna have inspired millions of people, man, because once your message really gets out there and they're seeing what you're doing, it's just gonna be, I don't know if anybody's ever done it in terms of how you're doing it. Maybe there has been another cancer patient who's actually filming their actual recovery process. Maybe you could tell us if there is, if I don't know, but I haven't heard of
Yeah.
him.
Yeah, not sure. But
Yeah.
also, I think I shared it with you, but I don't want to just heal. I want to like I want to create a lot, and I want to show people the process. Like, how do you go from possibly the deadliest form of cancer to like optimum health, or even to just a good life? How do you do that? So since I'm already here, now I have the opportunity to go from this position.
To once you get healed, then it's like you're going to go into a whole nother realm of improving yourself after that. Is that basically what you're trying to say? Like different modalities?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Like in a sense, I it sucks. Like I want to be doing a split right now as we're having this conversation,
Yeah.
or go out for a run, or like give 10 massages in a row to people, or write. I can't even use my left hand to type on the computer. So I'm so excited that I've been forced to develop more discipline and willpower now. So like imagine when my body can actually function, bringing those two worlds together, my mind, my heart, my body. Like I'm excited about that.
Yeah. It's gonna be a nice situation, because then it's like you're gonna appreciate it probably 100 times more than what you had, what you're dealing with now. Gosh, man, I've got a million different things, man. It's I normally don't do like these type of talks, so this isn't like, normally my channel is focused on entrepreneurial stuff and business and whatnot, and maybe a little bit of self-improvement. But man, forgive me for not being the the best interviewer when it comes to, talking to somebody going through a situation like yours. But I think your message can help anybody, and your attitude is infectious, man, to be able to stare this in the face and, create content. Like, dude, you're creating more content than I am, like I have no, and I think that's another thing. It's like, look at your situation, the pain and all that. I think that's a message that my audience can embark or can develop, and I need to freaking develop. Is like, dude, like if Ethan can fucking do this shit, so can I, and so can you. Like if you can rock out 2 videos a day, there's a lot of content creators like myself that are like, oh, you get stuck in this rut, and then you know there's no excuse, right? You just got to do it. You gotta get in front of that camera and turn it on and pump out
Can,
videos.
can I share something new that I'm creating?
Sure.
Cool. Well, it actually started last night. So each day I do the E3 affirmation. It's kind of like a mantra for me that my teacher gave me, and it's been really helpful because growing up, I didn't feel embodied, empowered, and ecstatic. I felt like depressed, just self-critical, and all that stuff. So I started the E3 affirmation through the New Year challenge. So last night I just didn't even plan it. Just started a live stream, and basically each person that was in the live stream, they would share an energy that they want to release. Some people, I think they said like addiction or fear of finances and other stuff. And some people shared things they want to bring in to their life. And then all of us, I would lead them in the E3 affirmation. So just 3 rounds, we would say, I am embodied, I am empowered, I am ecstatic.
I
And
love
then
it.
we'd like cultivate that energy and send that one person our love and our positive energy. And we went through each person if they wanted to share. So that's something that I'm doing every day through the new year for myself. And then I'm supporting other people, and people could join for free on the live stream. They could donate to my brain cancer healing if they want to pay it forward to someone else and not pay me. Either way, it's like a win-win-win. We're praying for other people and we get benefit, and then it adds positive energy to the world. Kind of like those meditation studies where large groups of people meditate and it literally reduces the crime. I don't know which studies exactly, but I've seen studies on that. So what I'm doing is kind of similar. And just the fact that we're going through this craziness in the world, like I just feel so strongly that there's an opportunity here. When there's any intense situation, it's potential energy. If there's fear, if there's pain, if there's stress, it's potential energy, and it can be transmuted to something good. So it's much easier said than done. It's like, it's so hard, but that's something new that I'm doing in
I
the
saw
middle
it
of all
last
this.
night, man. I was pretty exhausted last night. I think you were out at, I don't know, was it midnight or
It
something?
was late. I was
I was like, dude, Ethan's
inspired.
out here grinding, man. What's going on? I jumped in for a little bit, man, but I was toasted, man, tired, So I was like, I'm gonna crash out. But man, I'm gonna jump in. Are you guys doing it tonight?
Yeah, we're gonna do it tonight. Not sure what
Okay.
time, but yeah, I mean, even 5 minutes jumping in, it's cool.
Yeah. And then they can just find that on your Facebook page, correct?
Yeah, it'll be on my Facebook page.
Okay. So I'll have all links to that down in the description. That way you guys can follow Ethan and follow the journey to recovery and to rebirth and to the whole aspect of everything you're doing, you know. So,
Thanks.
man, I really appreciate you, Ethan. I was telling some people the other day or yesterday, I was like, dude, like, you know, going through situations such as I'm going through right now, and talking to you, I think it really puts things into perspective, and it gave me a whole nother um I don't know, mentality, and then obviously as you talk about the rebirth process, and just sometimes life is something that, oh, you got the green juice, man.
That's right. If you're green on the inside, you're clean on the inside.
Dude, I've got a couple videos on this on my channel about green juicing and stuff like that. So
Yeah, yeah,
I need to start doing it. But
yeah.
yeah,
It's good.
so
Keto.
what are you doing in the what do you got in that thing in the green juice?
Um, I think like dandelion juice and then some green powder and then like a lot of turmeric.
Okay.
Try to mix it up. Sometimes I add like protein powder or other things. Yeah.
It's good for you, huh?
It's like I just start with this as the foundation and then add other things to it to mix it up. Sometimes like garlic, ginger. If I want to add some heat, just put some cayenne powder.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, yeah, it's good.
And those are all sort of anti inflammatory, um, I don't know what you want to call them, but vegetables and stuff, right? All that stuff has anti-cancer properties.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting you mentioned the money because, or would you say business, something like
Hmm.
that?
This channel, yeah,
Because
my channel is typically revolved around that.
yeah, because I've been thinking about that, and even for myself, like I want, like sometimes maybe I'm too humble, or maybe that's not the right word, but I'm thinking about all areas of my life and the fact I could die soon, and what do I want? Like, you know, so I'm trying to basically give myself permission to use this situation to attract everything I want. Like, I want to be alive so I can have a wife and have a good life. I want to create music. I want to be able to dance again. I want to get back into my expert yoga practice and get strong. But also, I want to make a lot of money. Like, I want to have a lot of prosperity for myself and then to help others. So, trying to include everything in my healing journey and do it with integrity. But that's definitely something that I want to create from the situation. Like I want to create prosperity, so I can help other people heal as well. Because without money, like it's hard to do a lot in this system right now.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, I think what you're doing in every book I've ever studied on making money revolves around giving value. The more value that you
Hmm.
give, the more money you're going to make. And the fact that you're you're giving like the ultimate value because you're in a sense, man, your back's against the wall, dude, literally right now. And you have an uncertain future, but I just know, man, and I'm not a shaman or anything like that, man. I just know you're gonna beat it, dude. That's the energy I'm putting out for you, and that's the energy that
Hmm.
hopefully everybody's putting out for you. And I think deep down, you're gonna do it. And once that happens, and once you continue this creation and all this content, all the good that you're putting out, you're gonna be on freaking Oprah, man. You're gonna be on Joe Rogan telling your story. You're gonna be David Goggins, man, overcoming insurmountable odds. That's why we love David Goggins. He was a fat kid
Hmm.
he's actually from my neck of the woods up in Indiana, and
Hmm.
he made himself into a Navy SEAL, and so and
But
doesn't
so
have,
sorry,
no,
maybe I should become a Navy SEAL.
dude. I mean, that would be
That would be epic.
that would be insane, man. But hey, dude, if you can be brain cancer, dude, which you will, I have no doubt that you could probably rock and go out in buds and become a Navy SEAL too.
I
I don't
mean,
know.
I'd love the training, to be honest. Like that's why I resonate with David Goggins. Like I am absolutely not this, like I'm a skinny, like 5'10", 150. I haven't trained in MMA, but
Right.
that energy that he has, like I have that same energy. That's why I resonate with him.
Yeah, I saw your pictures, man. You were doing some pretty intense yoga poses and stuff. Like that was cool. Like I was like, damn, like this guy actually, because some people are like, oh, I do yoga, and it's like whatever, and you actually were like the hardcore yoga guy, like doing the full on whatever. I've done a little yoga, so but you it seems like you were a master at it.
Yeah, I mean, pretty expert. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
handstand with the legs crossed on top of a mountain. But
Perfect Instagram photo, right?
yeah.
But yeah, man. So I think that, yeah, like in terms of the money and in terms of all that, that's gonna come with the books that you'll be able to write,
Hmm.
because this is a
Yeah.
book ready to be written. I mean, the E3, whatever. I don't know. I have to come up with a title, but because that's one thing I didn't talk about yesterday. Part of my how this channel started, it was I was doing a lot of Kindle book publishing, so I became a pretty big Kindle book publisher, and we talked a lot about how to create successful ebooks on Kindle,
Hmm.
and yeah, man. So you got a book, a New York Times bestseller, ready to be written. So
Yeah, I love to write, but I can't type right now with my left hand, so it's been a little frustrating, but yeah, that's gonna come.
For sure, man. And I'll be one of the first people to buy that darn thing when it's ready to go.
Well, you get a free copy, of course.
Of course, man. Nah, dude, I'm gonna support you, man. I don't wanna I wanna be the first one to buy it, man. You could put
All
the
right,
$20 on the wall, frame that thing. But
cool.
um, but yeah, man, is there anything else you wanted to talk about? Is there any other messages you'd like to get out, man? I'm open to whatever.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Hmm. Um, oh, well, actually, if people know of any other podcasts where they feel like my message might be supportive for people, I need to rest a lot. My schedule's all different every day, but when I'm available, I'd love to be on more podcasts to share the story in real time as it's happening.
Yeah, I'm gonna reach out. I know some people, so I'll reach out after we disconnect from here and, see what I can't drum up for you. But yeah, I'm sure there's plenty of people out there that would love to hear from you and, man, help you, and you can help them and vice versa, because it's just all full circle, man. And that's what I believe in, man. Because like, dude, I mean, yesterday, man, I mean, I know it sounds I'm beating a freaking dead horse, man, but you helped me out tremendously, man. Just, you know, hearing a different perspective on things, and then to hear, and then I was like, damn, you know what? I need to jump on here with him and drop a video, and
Mm.
talk to him about this, man, because funny how life works, right? You sometimes the right people come into your
Mm.
life at the right time. And
Yeah,
so something I have to remind myself about, man. And we're both on different journeys, man. But I know that I'm gonna be fine, and I know you're gonna be fine. That's all I look at it like. So,
yeah. Thanks.
but I do appreciate you jumping on here with me, Ethan. Don't hang up, man, because I'm gonna chat with you a little bit afterwards. But
Okay.
if you want to support Ethan, we're gonna go over to ethansangels.org. And he's got all his information over there. Not the Patreon, but you've got your GoFundMe and any other links to help support Ethan, and as well as your YouTube. And I will link your Facebook page down there so we can get in on the E3 affirmations.
Mhm.
And once again, Ethan, I really appreciate you jumping on here with me, man. I know your schedule is pretty jam packed. I know you're tired. I don't even know what you're dealing with, man, but I'm sure it's not easy for you to do all this, man. Is there any last messages you'd like to get out to the audience today?
No, I mean, just I guess one more message would be to keep on following your intuition. Like it's real. It'll guide you. It'll bring in what you need. So it's just try to keep on staying connected with your intuition, no matter what the media says or what's happening, and like just yeah, we'll go for it.
Thanks, brother. I appreciate it, man. I'm gonna have you on here soon, man. Once this recovery, or even midway through, man. Let's do this again. There's so much that I'm sure we could go over, but I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, Ethan.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks for your
All right,
time.
thanks. Yep.